Red Lobster, one of America's biggest seafood chains, has announced they're going to file for bankruptcy, blaming it on their ultimate endless shrimp deal, which has lost them millions and millions of dollars. It is unfortunate that— wait, did that just say endless shrimp? Like I can eat as much shrimp as I want and it's going to be the same price no matter what? So today I'm going to Red Lobster and seeing how much shrimp I can eat for $25 in the 10 hours they are open in case they are no longer around after this week. And what better place to eat shrimp than next to a strip mall in North Olmsted, Ohio. My friend texted me before I started the challenge and asked if I was sent to finish the job. And no, I'm not trying to help bankrupt anybody. Honestly, I just love shrimp. It's my favorite food and I want to eat as much of it as I possibly can. I then put in my first order of the ultimate endless shrimp deal. You can put in up to 3 different shrimp plates for endless shrimp from a list of shrimp scampi, coconut shrimp, Walt's favorite shrimp, which I think is just butterflied shrimp. I don't know what that is, but grilled shrimp and shrimp linguine Alfredo. Although the pasta dishes sounded amazing, it makes no sense to have them because I'm trying to have as much shrimp as I can. But then again, doing this challenge doesn't really make a whole lot of sense either. So I decided to get the coconut shrimp, Walt's favorite shrimp, and grilled shrimp. And as I was waiting, I tried Red Lobster's Cheddar Bay biscuits they give you at the table, and oh my fucking goodness, these are the best biscuits I've ever had in my entire life. They hit like crack, and I also have no idea what crack is like. I moved the biscuits out of arm's reach to make sure I don't waste any real estate in my stomach. Jody brought out my first dish of shrimp. There were 4 coconut shrimps, 4 Walt's favorite, and 6 grilled shrimp. And honestly, I was happier than Drake whenever Kendrick Lamar stops rapping about him. However, both of these dishes had a decent amount of breading on them. And again, if I'm gonna be stupid enough to put myself through an all-day eating challenge, I better be calculated in other ways. So I decided that for the rest of the time, I would just have grilled shrimp because it was the least filling out of the 5 shrimp dishes they offer, which would help me get those numbers up.
How's everything tasting so far?
So good.
Now at this point, I let my server Jody know I was going to be here all day and that I was doing this for a YouTube video, so she wouldn't think I'm some weird guy being here for no reason. I'm just some weird guy. I wanted to pace myself today, but obviously 14 shrimp did nothing to me, so in hour 2, I got a shrimp refill from Jody. Apparently, you can only get 2 shrimp options back for every refill and not 3. Now, these out of all the other eating challenges are probably the hardest, where I just eat one particular food all day, mostly because at some point, my body is going to develop flavor fatigue and get sick of eating shrimp. But honestly, at this point, I was feeling amazing. I was eating my favorite food and getting served endless amounts of it. What's not to like in this situation? I'm like Forrest Gump on a damn shrimp boat. Let's eat 150 pieces of shrimp. So that's the goal today, to eat 150 pieces of shrimp. Why? In hour 2 of 10, I had 36 pieces of shrimp, bringing my total thus far up to 50, which as a result caused me to also partake in Red Lobster's all-you-can-take dumps. And speaking of shit hitting the fan, let's talk about Red Lobster. How did Red Lobster get to this point? Well, with my minimal internet research per usual, here's what I found out. Red Lobster first offered endless shrimp for only a limited time in 2004. The company, like other casual dining places, experienced wide labor shortages in 2020, and with exponentially rising seafood prices to combine with it, their profits dipped harder than my shrimp dipped in hour 1. So in June 2023, Red Lobster decided to take a huge risk and ultimately bring back their ultimate endless shrimp. Except it wasn't going to be for a limited time, it was going to be year-round. It would be seen as a loss leader, aka Red Lobster would lose money on it, but it would bring people in their restaurants where they could buy other things besides shrimp. However, what Red Lobster did not anticipate was the ultimate endless shrimp deal going well. In fact, a little bit too well, because of dumbasses like me only going there to eat the shrimp and nothing else. So in the quarter following the deal, Red Lobster posted an $11 million operating loss. And unfortunately, they have not recovered since as they prepare to file for bankruptcy. And again, the government didn't send me out here to be the closer. I'm literally just here because I want to eat a life-threatening amount of shrimp. In hour 3, I had 2 more skewers of shrimp to start off, and as I eviscerated them boys off the face of the earth, I realized I hadn't touched grass at all today, and I was getting a little grumpy. So I decided that walking around ever so often around a decaying concrete strip mall would likely boost my mood.
I've eaten 62 shrimp. I feel pretty good so far.
Yeah, hi, it's me from the future here. This did not age well at all. Let's just say shocking, right? No, not shocking at all. Yeah, okay, back to the video.
I'm very worried about that.
I went back inside after acting out my monologue to the camera, and wouldn't you know it, another plate of shrimp was at my table waiting for me to consume it. And as I stated earlier, I totally jinxed myself when I said that I was feeling amazing, because at that point, I ended up hitting a wall, and I still had 7 hours left to go. While my third hour was ending, I really did not want to do this anymore. I just wanted to quit. But then I thought to myself, what if I quit and then Red Lobster just shuts down and then I can never do this again? Like, yeah, it'll probably add longevity to my lifespan, but then I'll just live with regret the rest of my life, and that's arguably worse. After 3 hours, that's 86 shrimp I have consumed, and looking at the menu, each piece of shrimp averages out to be like 89 cents each. So at this rate, I've eaten $76.54 worth of shrimp for only $25. And yes, I do feel like a piece of shit doing this while Red Lobster is in the midst of a financial windfall. In the fourth hour, Jody told me another server, Evan, was taking over, who told me he follows me and likes my videos.
You want to play a YouTube challenge?
Yeah.
I know who you are. I see you on Twitter.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. I like your content.
Thanks, Evan. That means a lot. Thank you.
So yes, even though my bill at the end of the 10 hours is going to be $25, that's not fair to Jody and any of the other servers that take care of me today. So I did make sure to tip Jody an amount that I thought was fair. I didn't say this to gloat, by the way, but if you want to tell everybody that I'm an amazing person, I won't get mad at that. I could use all the good PR I can get at this point. At this point, I was starting to slow down a little bit, but felt like I could get to my goal of 150 shrimp if I treated this like a marathon and not a sprint. I do not recommend running one without training, by the way. And at this point, I was really starting to feel it, Mr. Krabs. But then as I stared my opponent straight in the eye, I said, "So long, shrimp!" and ate 24 of those bad boys, because I'm not letting these plates of food stop me from making my gastroenterologist more money. After 4 hours, I've consumed 110 pieces of shrimp. Holy cow. A $97.90 value for only $25. So my bank account was feeling very happy, even though I'm already financially irresponsible. I'm now in hour 5 of 10 hours, the halfway point of today's pointless eating challenge. One of the servers named Debbie asked me where I put all the shrimp, and I told her I usually just put it on the iCloud because I don't know where it goes either. At this current moment, I was really struggling to finish my typical 12 grilled shrimps per plate and started to think about quitting. But then Debbie came up to me again and said she can't wait to see the video, so it looks like I have to finish this freaking day out, I guess. But that did motivate me to have at least one more skewer of shrimp, aka 6 more grilled shrimps. I powered through in hour 5 and consumed 18 shrimps during that hour, bringing my total up to 128, which is $108 worth of shrimp for only $25. And now I'm starting to see why Red Lobster is not doing well financially. I started off hour 6 losing a decent amount of weight before going on a walk around the decaying concrete strip mall.
I promise I'm not dining and dashing. I promise. I'm just walking.
So that I could look at something else besides a plate of shrimp.
Yeah, I've had a lot of shrimp. Maybe I should see some dicks. Nah, I probably shouldn't do that, but some BJs would be good. Yes, I do hate myself.
After getting a small walk-in, I cut it short to go back to eating, but immediately after sitting down and seeing a plate of shrimp was waiting for me, my body said, "You need to go to the bathroom again. Please stop eating." But I didn't listen to my body. I kept eating, damn it. I will probably pay for my sins later, but for now, I was powering through. Also, see how happy and full my wallet is? Well, there's no money in it. It's all business cards from people that work at pyramid schemes that I met, and a Bath & Body Works gift card, which might come in handy later. Over halfway through, I have consumed 140 pieces of shrimp, and added the $124.60 value, I have eaten $99.40 of free shrimp today. My mom cannot eat any shellfish as she is allergic to it, so after finding out that I was doing this all day, she asked me kindly to not come by the house and walk the dogs. The good news in hour 7 was I was almost at my unnecessary goal of 150 scrimps since I was only 10 away. The bad news was I really didn't want to eat any shrimp anymore, and I was also starting to smell like shit. More so than usual. I smelled like if you bathed in Old Bay and then went to a Magic the Gathering tournament afterwards. No disrespect, by the way, I went to a lot of those growing up. So I decided to walk into Great Northern Mall right next door and head into the Bath & Body Works and use my gift card. How convenient, and definitely not planned by me. Candle stores are my favorite place to be in, but I did have to get back to Red Lobster as I only have 3 hours left in this completely pointless challenge. But at this point, it was nice to smell something else besides seafood, even though if Old Bay sold a candle, I'd probably buy that too. I had another plate of shrimp in hour 7, 12 pieces to be exact, bringing my total up to 152 shrimp. I had already beaten my goal of shrimp I'd wanted to consume today. Woohoo! At this point, I probably could have just walked away and ended the video, but I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, and I don't like to fake anything. That was supposed to be an in-bed joke. That was dumb. So I thought to myself, well, What if I were to eat 200 shrimp instead? That's right. The new goal today is to eat 200 shrimp because apparently I don't have enough to already worry about. In hour 8, Evan's shift was over, so I tipped him.
Take care.
I appreciate you. Nice meeting you as well, man. Have a good night. Sounds good. Might be a while, but I'm gonna take a break.
I got a new server. Her name is Teresa, who was also fantastic. I really struggled to put down shrimp in hour 8, but as I've learned in my other eating and endurance challenges on this channel, your mind is more powerful than your body. And in my particular instance, I have a crazy ass head. So even though I had zero appetite and zero desire to eat shrimp, I put down 24 total pieces of shrimp in hour 8. After 8 hours, I've consumed 176 total shrimps, $154.86 worth of them, meaning I've eaten almost $130 worth of shrimp for free. In other words, that's like 5 meals at Five Guys. That meant I only had to eat 24 more pieces to get to my absurd goal of 200 total shrimps, which is the equivalent of 2 endless shrimp plates. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. In reality, there was no light. The sun was going down because I was there all day. In hour 9, I started to realize I'd probably have some pretty bad dreams tonight about shrimp, but I took a break, went on a walk, and kept the positivity up as best I could. And to keep that positivity up, I drew inspiration from a really difficult moment in my childhood.
You know, it's funny. I remember a very vivid moment in my life. I think it was in middle school, and my middle school teacher turned to me. You know, I was making a joke in class, and she said, "You're never gonna amount to anything. You probably won't even ever have 200 pieces of shrimp at Red Lobster's Endless Shrimp."
I consumed 12 pieces of shrimp in hour 9, which brought me to 12 pieces away from my goal of 200 total. And to motivate me to finish this project in hour 10, I thought about why I'm doing this again. And yes, it's actually just selfishly for me, and I want to eat a lot of shrimp, but I'm gonna pretend here for a minute. I'm doing this for my mom, who is allergic to shrimp, my plumber, who really needs the business, my gastroenterologist, who doesn't really need the business but loves his job, and most importantly, I'm doing this to show the world how amazing Red Lobster and casual dining really is. We need casual dining in America. Places like Chili's, Applebee's, and Red Lobster have always been there for us when we wanted a quality meal at an affordable price. Food is getting too expensive nowadays, and everybody has that stupid tip screen that asks you to tip, even though all they did was turn around the iPad. I get so annoyed from that. So I'm going to enjoy this final plate of food in their honor, if that makes any sense at all. After Teresa brought me my final plate of food, I thought to myself, man, I'm the luckiest person on earth right now, and erased my final plate and finished the last out of 10 hours of eating endless shrimp at Red Lobster. So the results that nobody asked for. Through 10 hours, I consumed 200 pieces of shrimp for only $25. This, of course, does not include the sodas, service fees, and tips. I had consumed $178 worth of Red Lobster shrimp in a 10-hour sitting, meaning I ate $150 of free shrimp. Despite feeling like the guy who's in the operation game, I was just happy with accomplishing something that ultimately does not matter but makes me very happy in life.
I fucking hate myself.
I know what I like, baby, I like you. Miss American Pie with the high IQ. Oh my, I do, just fly right through. We'll get high as a kite in the afternoon.
I'm plugging in again because it's my video and I make the rules around here. Suryacht.com, get yourself a shirt. 100% of the proceeds go to me.